first question, how do you feel to become a new Police Tero Football Club head coach?
I feel honoured and proud because it's two great football clubs that have come together, both with good history. BEC, recent history, won a League Cup in 2015 and have produced some great players. Police also produced great players through the years, and so I'm honoured to represent BEC Tero and Police United coming together, and to be the head coach of the police is an important job. So yeah, I'm honoured.
So what is the key reason for you to take this job?
I think that's always a good question because you know, as a coach, you're always offered many jobs, different jobs, and you have to look at where you think it's right for you. Some might think is the better the team, the stronger the team. I think you have to look at the players and the ownership. And so I've known Mr. Brian Marker a while. I've met the police colonel and people in the police force, which I like the discipline of the police force. I like Brian's motivation and desire to do well. And then if we look at both the two clubs, Police and BC, are coming together, they've both had a lot of young players throughout the years come through. You know, you can look at Police had Pocao, Paco and Pino. BC had Narbod and Tanaboon, many other players, Chanatip, that have come through. And so, but to this current day, there are still very good young players here. And I think it's a chance for me to improve on the last 3 years' performances that haven't been good enough.
All right, so before you've been coached to play against Police Tero. So how do you look at Police Tero before?
Actually, of all the teams we played last year, we lost to some teams home and away. We lost to different games. We lost to Police Tero here, and we drew in Ubon. Police Tero was one of the teams that impressed me the most because some of the young players really impressed me. And so I look at them as a team that impressed me. They've got good young players that should have done better than 14th place.
And from your experience by coach many teams in Thailand, do you believe that you're gonna extend your success here with Police Tero?
I absolutely believe that because I like the vision of the Police Tero team about building a team for the future with young players and some experience. It's like most coaches ask for time. If I get the right amount of time, I can build the club up back to where it should be. You know, I've had experiences at Buriram and Muntong at the top, and experience of bringing Ubon from the bottom right through. This is a club that should be higher than it is in the Premier League, and so I do believe it. And I think if I've got the time, it's not going to be quick fix. It's going to take time to put my style in, my vision, my philosophy of play. That all takes some time. So we're going to need time, and young players need time. So the key word here is time. But I do believe we can do it.
What is your philosophy, football philosophy?
Mine is a modern philosophy of pressing, counter-pressing, 1-2 touch, fast football, to attack and not to sit and counter-attack. I think those are lost. They're old-fashioned methods that don't belong in successful clubs. So it's a brave philosophy to press, counter-press, attack. Most of my teams always play 2 strikers, and I think that says many things about that. So I think it. Some people will say, "Oh, back 3 is Scott's style." Okay, at Buriram we had back 3, at Muntong we didn't, at Ubon we did. In England, when I coached England, never did. So the style isn't the formation. The style is how the players play. And for me, it's about pressing, counter-pressing, and the most important thing is if you're good enough to play, you're old enough to play. So I don't worry about the name on the back of the shirt. It's just about who deserves to play, who should play.
Next one, because this is the police Tero and the police team, so it's based on discipline, the spirit of gentlemen, and do you think it's same principle as your principle of working?
I don't know, but I don't know if it's the same, but I think it's a very good match because I'm disciplined with players. I don't ask players to do things, I tell them to do things. I expect high work rate. I expect them to do as they're told. When you're leading men, you can't be too nice all the time. So you've got to lead them. And so I think it's a good match. And I think, of course, Police Tero has representation all over Thailand, in every city. So while we don't have a region or a province, we have representation everywhere, all over Thailand. So there's expectation for the police team to play in the same representation as police conduct themselves all over Thailand with discipline. And so we have to understand that our responsibility is not just to a province, it's to a nation, because we've got representation everywhere.
Okay, so now you've been trained the boys like for a while, and you probably know all players already, and how you see this squad in your opinion right now at the moment?
Well, I mean, first of all, I knew the players before I got here because I made it my job to know everybody. Second of all, we've not had that long training sessions yet. And we've had under 23 players and foreign players arriving, just 2 foreign players last week, another one tomorrow, 3 under 23 internationals 2 days ago. So we've not had a chance to work with everyone. What do I see this squad as? Well, even the foreign players have got a young age. The Thai players have got a young age. It's a good opportunity for us to do well and build upon a good successful season by continuing to build the club and the team step by step with their age. I think the key thing for us is the average age is going to be quite low. I looked the other night, it's probably going to be between 22 to 24, which is young, which means we've got great potential in front of us as well. That doesn't mean to say we can't do well now, but it means with the time as well, we can keep building and keep a continuous strong team. I just want to add to that as well, is that right now we're looking at many players, different players, many players, and working out combinations. We're not in a rush right now to try to win football games right now. Our timing has got to be different from some other clubs. There's many players here, new coaches. Some clubs are already playing pre-season tournaments. I don't care about that. I just care about being ready for Prachuap first game of the season. So right now our team's probably only about 30% ready. If we're lucky, maybe not even that. But over the next 2 weeks to 20 days, we'll slowly build up the process to getting us in a place where the strongest team is ready to win football games.
So this is the second last one. Do you feel any pressure to this job as a police Tero?
I think you always feel pressure in any job, you know, as a coach. If you really have a strong desire to win, you feel pressure. And of course, the fans will have seen me do well with Ubon and other teams, so they would expect the team to do well. I'm sure that's why Brian and the police hired me. They didn't hire me to lose or draw games, they hired me to win games, so of course there's pressure. But, you know, pressure is not something that bothers me because I put more pressure on myself than anybody else can. And so I have a burning desire to always win, to try to win cups, try to win the league. And so no matter what pressure there is out there, it's never more than I put on myself. And so I think the Police Tero fans can be assured I'm not worried or feel under pressure. I already put myself under pressure every time I come to work because I want to be the best and I want the team to do as well as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Every fans excited about you, that to becoming a new head coach for them, and everyone feels great, and they leave their club on your hands right now. And would you say something for them?
Sure.
Yeah.
First of all, we all have to understand, whoever we are, fans are the most important things in football. Without it, it doesn't exist. That's the first thing. Fans should always remember this too. Good fans create wins. Fans that complain or don't support the team well enough create draws or losses. And so I hope the fans here can get behind the team, and I can promise them, every day I'm here, every game I'm here, I'll always be looking to win. Home and away, we don't look for a draw or just counter-attack or boring football, we go to win. And I hope they come to try to win with us, because if we do it together, it makes it more powerful. And you've got the power of the fans behind you, it pushes the players so much more. And so I know the fans know what I mean. I know they understand it. And sometimes there's going to be moments where they're upset or disappointed. But I can guarantee them this, where they're disappointed or upset, they won't be more upset than me. They won't be more disappointed than me, because all I want to do is win for the club, for the fans. So I would ask them, get behind the team and let's try to win together. I like that question, because that question relates directly to philosophy. And our players should have the philosophy. And our fans should be able to see any player wearing our shirt, and they should understand and see that's Police Tero playing, because we can tell. My teams, you will be able to tell. So when our fans will say this, our team work hard, our team press the ball, our team are brave, our team attack, our team don't sit back, counter-attack and play negative. They play with two strikers. Our team try to win home and away. That's what our fans, I hope they were saying. Our team are brave, they press, they fight, they try to win home and away. They don't be negative, they go to win. You see, to that I'll add one more thing. I want fans to be able to leave the game, walking out of the stadium, and be able to say this: even if we lost the game, our team tried to win that game. They fought, they were brave, and they were confident. If the fans can leave the stadium and they say, hey, they fought, they were brave, and they were confident, you know, I can accept draws or losses sometimes in that situation, but I want fans to be able to leave saying, hey, we might have drawn that game, or we might have lost that game, but we were brave, and we fought, and we were confident, and we went for the win. So important now. It's so important that fans now understand there needs to be some time, because many players left the club, new players came into the club. They finished 14th, 9th, and 16th in the last 3 seasons. It's going to take some time to put the team into a strong position. So I hope they can understand we're working hard and be patient, wait for it to come. Cup and cup.